Hey, so since doing that responsibility one, I've had another chance to sort of break that down a little bit further, and particularly in relationship with my daughter. She's moved out of home now, and I'm observing her in the world, and it has become incredibly apparent that there are certain scripts and narratives that she has learnt from me, either directly or indirectly through my behaviour or lack thereof, that I don't want her to carry through her life. And I realise that is just my shit. And so I was seeing it all really play out with her in certain places, and I said, should we maybe try and go to some counselling and see if we can kind of unpack what's mine and what's yours, and maybe what I gave you that isn't yours and that you don't have to carry. And her being a total legend, she was like, yep, let's go. And we went to this session, and literally within 5 minutes we're both bawling our eyes out. That's a whole other conversation, but there was one point in there that has stuck with me so closely. And it's this idea that as a parent, as a mother with postnatal depression, that kicked in quite late. So, my postnatal depression kicked in after I stopped breastfeeding her, which was around 11 months, and sort of it really kicked in hard for me when she was probably about 18 months old. And soon after that we moved, and so I was in a new environment, super isolated, also with a very public partner, so I didn't really feel like I could connect with people because they would kind of change once they knew that we were connected to him in some way. It was a weird time. Anyway, so her and I were a real little unit. My partner was touring a lot, and we were dependent on each other in a way that was not very healthy for a small child in hindsight. So I've had to kind of come to terms with that, which has been massive, and a lot of grief, so much grief. And but this point in the counselling where we talked about responsibility, because she has this thing with a lot of her relationships, and she can talk about this herself, but I'm sure she won't mind me saying that, where she's overly responsible for everyone being okay so that she can then be okay. That's what I taught her. I was like, cool, if I'm not okay, no one's okay. And because I was the primary parent around, she learnt that she had to make me okay to be okay. So in effect, I made her responsible long before she was able to respond. That whole idea of responsibility being the ability to respond has really just been rolling through my thoughts and my psyche ever since I heard that quote and did that last video. And then seeing that in practice in a counselling session, being able to say to her, hey, I made you responsible when you were not able to respond. And for her to see her get that, and then go, and because of that, this. It was just really powerful, and it was really amazing for me to take responsibility, because I'm now able to respond, for the fact that I burdened her with something at a young age that just wasn't hers. And it's really hard to swallow that, because I can't change it. I actually can't go back and change it, and if I would, I could. If I could, I would, but I can't. And so I have to just live with that now, and I just so don't want her to be burdened by that same thing that I've felt quite burdened with in my own life. And so it feels like the only responsible thing to do is to take that responsibility back off her. And that's a process in itself that we're going to have to work out how we sort of shift the dynamic of our relationship a little bit, so that she's very clear that she is not responsible for me or the people around her in that way, and that I'm more than capable of taking care of myself. So yeah, in the middle of unpicking that, and just really wanted to speak to that idea of how that ability to respond thing can play out in lots of different areas. So yeah, thanks. See ya.